What's up, guys? This is Zach Gamble. You're listening to the Why So Serious show.
For your cast of the Why So Serious show on BlazeRadioOnline.com.
It is Monday, and it is time for the Why So Serious show. Jesse Morrison, Matt Kling, Jeremy Schnell, Max Bechtold. This is actually my second show of the day that I'm recording because we did our Tuesday show earlier in the day, and now with the official cast, now I'm bringing on the alumni to do the show. How's everybody doing?
Not too bad.
I'm doing amazing, Jesse. Thank you so much for asking. The Marlins are in the playoffs. The Heat are only down 2-1 in the NBA Finals. Pots and pans are out. We are so excited here in Helena for the Heat to win the championship. And Bam Adebayo has now been upgraded from doubtful to questionable.
Hey, Matt, is that a Sprite or a Mountain Dew or a Sierra?
It's a Mountain Dew.
Okay,
it is like coffee.
Mountain Dew, how about that?
30 minutes ago. And I'm invincible. I sleep during the day when I can.
I just want to go around the room and just ask you all, what are you guys watching tonight? Like, there's a lot on. What are you guys watching tonight?
I just threw the Monday Night Football game, the ESPN Monday Night Football game on because I have fantasy football implications. So.
Max, what about you?
After this, the inside of my eyelids.
Jeremy, what about you?
I'm flipping back and forth between Monday Night Football and Yankees Rays.
Yeah, I was watching CBS Monday Night Football, which is the weirdest thing I've ever seen.
I want that every week. I want Romo and Nance on Monday nights every week. I bet you that's going to get a better rating today than this game.
I think that's the next.
It's on network television.
I thought it was great tonight.
Take away the Thursday night game, move it to Monday,
please.
And I like the slightly earlier Monday night game too. It was really nice because I had class till like 4 Central Time today. And it was really nice only having like an hour and a half before like football stuff was starting up.
Put it on the poll. Does Max always want things to be earlier in the day?
Yes.
Max, how excited are you for Pac-12 football?
I can't wait. 9 a.m. It's 11 a.m. here.
That's all. Yeah, 11
versus USC. I cannot wait for that day.
I think Max and I are we officially agree. I don't know if we officially agree, but Big Noon Saturday is the best game in college football every week.
It wasn't this week.
Yeah, it was. It was a good game.
The best matchup on paper was Georgia and Auburn, and that was
but it was the best game.
I knew Georgia was going to kill them, though. Like,
here's my thing, though. Saturday Night Football is dead. I'm just going to say that. If like I always think of the memes, you know the meme where it's like the two dogs and one of them is like really strong and the other one is like crying in like the corner type thing. Have you seen that meme template?
No, not really, but
whatever. So it's like the Big Noon Saturday. We have the best Pac-12, Big 12, or Big 10 game, and then it's like 2:30 Central on CBS has the best game from the best conference type thing. And then Saturday Night Football is like every other week we have Clemson beating a random ACC team by 40.
Which is exactly what's going to happen on this Saturday when they beat random-ass Miami, who's apparently number 7 in the country right now.
Miami might have a better quarterback than Clemson.
I mean, Miami had my preseason Heisman pick at quarterback. Derek King was my preseason pick.
Are you guys excited for the Heisman ceremony?
No, Derek King is not your Heisman pick. That quarterback from Marshall is your Heisman pick, and you are locked in with that.
Yeah, Grant Wells, I forgot. Grant Wells is such a stud. Let me tell you about Grant Wells. But do you know who was a really big stud? And you guys better watch out because he's got offers from Bama, Ole Miss, Tennessee.
Arch Manning.
Arch Manning. He was 13 of 17, 260 yards, 6 touchdowns to start his sophomore season.
I got something to say about this.
What?
Watch the highlights of that game. He wasn't the best player on his own team.
Yeah.
was the best player on the team?
Number two.
That wide receiver
Number
was
2.
filthy.
Yeah,
Is
he
the
has
wide
offers
receiver
from
Cooper
Alabama.
Jr.?
He has an offer from Alabama and Clemson and all those schools. He's the best player on that team.
Is
Yeah.
he Cooper Jr. though? Like, is it just another Manning playing wide receiver?
No, he's an Alabama commit, I think. I don't know. But
So
he's
he's-
really good. Number 2 is the best player on that team.
But-
It's the only person that Arch throws to.
But
Gets nailed out.
let me tell you about my Arch theory. They haven't gotten on the radar yet, but think about it. Antonio Pierce is ASU's recruiting coordinator. Antonio Pierce played with Eli on a Super Bowl team.
This is such a stretch.
Eli is Cooper's brother, which makes Eli Arch's uncle.
Do we have any Peyton connections on the
Which
coaching staff?
Which makes Arch headed to the Sun Devils. I'm saying it right now. Arch, the first Manning to travel out west, the first Manning to be out of SEC country. They will make a Pac-12 story documentary about Arch Manning and how he starts the legacy of his family in the Pac-12.
Arch Manning is going to play for Lane Train. I guarantee it.
Do you think he's going to Ole Miss?
Yeah,
He's
he's
going
playing
to
for
Lane
Lane Train.
I'm thinking
that
Ole
depends
Miss.
on if Lane stays there.
I'm thinking Ole Miss or
Lane can go back to the NFL.
my dark horse is Duke.
That offense is clicking for Lane Train. I'm just saying.
Oh,
If
they
I was a
play-
quarterback,
they
I'd be
play
looking at that
Bama.
offense like, yeah.
They play Bama this week, though.
Oh, yeah. Well, here's my thing, though. I think that they might be able to score a little bit with Bama.
Well, I know they took a loss this week, but my old Mississippi State, Hale State. Did you see the Bulldogs this weekend? They were great.
You
Yeah,
see
Bulldogs.
the
The
Rebels?
worst team in
You
the
see the old Rebels? You see the Rebels?
No, but I saw the
Lincoln.
Ole Miss, Mississippi. I mean, I saw Mississippi State, the Bulldogs, my team. Hale
Let
State.
Jalen talk real quick. The Lane Train is in full force right now. We play Bama this week. We wanted Bama. We got Bama.
But you know what? Have you seen that quarterback KJ Costello and Mike Leach and that team that they're rolling? Let me tell you, I know they lost this past week, but it's a win out from here. They're headed to the playoff.
20-game
Hale State.
losing streak in the SEC. Just important to point that out.
Say it again because Jesse was talking.
Yeah, Mississippi State snapped Arkansas's 20-game losing streak in the SEC this weekend. So, just important.
Arkansas got Felipe Franks, and I know Felipe Franks is a good quarterback. So this week it's a new season for my Mississippi State.
Can we talk about this also?
I mean,
How did
Bulldog.
Felipe Franks end up to playing in the SEC again?
The SEC is such a weird mix of quarterbacks. It's
Really?
a bunch of like either great quarterbacks or guys that were total failures other places that are now randomly at SEC schools. Like I thought that the other day when I turned on the Arkansas Georgia game a couple weeks ago. I'm like, Felipe Franks? What?
Like literally
if
was
J.T. Daniels starts
was
playing
the-
for Georgia.
it was
like,
the rejects game with the Mississippi State and Arkansas game the other day because that KJ Costello and Felipe Franks on either side.
yeah.
I'm really sorry, guys. I just gotta apologize for Waylon jumping in here. I don't know why he's at my apartment. I don't know why he traveled from. Waylon is a Mississippi State fan. That's really obnoxious.
Yeah.
He calls into the Paul Feinbaum show at least 3 times a week,
Yeah.
and
And
it's,
I'm Jalen.
you're not. You
I mean, the person who was on my screen was Jalen.
yeah, and
Waylon-
Waylon calls into the Paul Feinbaum show 3 times a week and tells Paul how great Mississippi State is, and Paul tells him to shut up.
Off topic, but when you're listening to ESPN radio, you know how those Paul Feinbaum commercials come up and they say, I'm this guy from Georgia and previously on the Paul Feinbaum show. And then, so the commercial the other day that I listened to was when someone called in from Kentucky and said, is Kentucky a front runner in the SEC? And Paul told him to never call his number again.
Fair. That's fair.
Do Big Ten fans call Paul?
No.
No. Do you guys have a Big
People
Ten?
does. People calls Paul.
Yeah. Well, the Paul Feinbaum will get some. We'll get some stragglers from the ACC that call in and stuff. But
Do we
Max,
have any substance to this show going on right now? Like, is there like a rundown? Like, are we supposed to be doing something right now?
I mean, I'm just kind of rolling with this talk. It's good. I'm enjoying it.
I'm just sitting here reading 100 work emails.
This is a lot more fun. This is a lot more fun than the show plan.
What kind of Pringles? Wait, hold on. What kind of Pringles? Sour cream and onion. Okay.
Max is a huge college football fan, so I like talking college football with him.
Yeah, I can't wait.
It's my favorite thing to do.
I'm a soon like. Here's my thing though. This has been like already one of my favorite college football seasons. Like I've been sitting at home watching all the games from beginning to end. None of the 3 teams I follow are even playing right now.
How has this been one of your favorite? This has been a blank
been
show.
awful.
It's
I
been
know
awful.
But that's the thing is though we went months with me not really having, other than golf, not having any sports that I'm really caring about. I'm not really into the bubble at all. Baseball, I force myself into and stuff. You got college football now, and there's been good games every week. There hasn't been a lot of them, but there's been some stuff to make up for it.
It's been so sloppy though.
Iowa State, Oklahoma was the most exciting sporting event since they've come back for sports.
Yes, all those fans were excited to get COVID.
Yeah. I mean, all the 50,000 people in that 60,000 seat stadium were pumped.
I thought, like, week one,
Looks like a
Iowa State
regular
had
Iowa State crowd. They don't get this many people usually. What the heck?
week one, we had Iowa State with no fans and just their socially distanced band. And then, like, now we're looking at Iowa State, and there's tons of people there. Hey, but I would tell you something that's a little bit better about Iowa State than one of these SEC schools. Basically, everybody in the crowd was wearing a mask. So,
Sure. But like
They also have Brock Purdy. That is also way better than a lot of the SEC
Okay.
schools that going for them right now.
Okay, 2 things. Number one, I'm a little biased because the Temple Owls play in the American Conference, but there's a school that's back. It's the only school that's 4-0 in the nation. That's the SMU Mustangs, with Shane Buechele, the former Texas quarterback.
I was gonna say, speaking of
Bobby Boucher.
random transfers,
Yeah,
Sounds like
Yeah.
Bobby Boucher.
Shane Buechele, who could be an NFL quarterback.
he's got
honestly.
cannon.
But
Shane
also,
Buechele's
but
cannon.
also, SMU kicked out their entire student section
Mhm.
because
I love that.
they didn't care.
Yeah, I love that.
So I tweeted about Jarrett Stidham and about how he played so well tonight, and it's just going to be interesting to see what happens when Cam comes back, the quarterback competition. I got a reply from one of my colleagues saying that he was awful and asked if I was being sarcastic.
He doesn't get the show.
Like that's your whole point of Twitter, especially Jesse, who was firing off sarcastic tweet after sarcastic tweet on Saturday. Like I guess I was waking up from my nap to turn into my slumber, and I checked this group, and all I see are Jesse's tweets and thoughts, which mostly are sarcastic
Yeah.
about just anything and everything.
I don't
Love
even
it.
remember. You know, honestly, like, I tweet stuff, and then I just don't even remember. Like,
Yeah.
it's just kind of like a flow of what's on my mind, and
The
I
Jesse thing.
kind of go to Twitter all the time.
But
I
speaking
think
of
Max
COVID,
does it too.
speaking of COVID in Iowa State.
Also, is that a Kyle Bolger jersey?
No, it's Sam Bradford.
Or, I mean, Mark Bolger, my bad. I was
Yeah.
thinking Kyle Bowler, Mark Bolger.
Yeah, you put 2 players together. It's okay.
Sam
Sam
Bradford. Woo!
Sadford.
Jeremy and I saw his last start in the league.
We did. Amazing.
So bad.
Anyway, speaking of COVID and Iowa State and all that, let's talk about this Patriots game tonight and how it should not have happened.
I slept through it. I have
Oh,
no
this
idea.
is what we're going to talk about? Ugh.
First of all,
Game or something.
the right tackle came out of the game with a migraine. A break. He has COVID. Now the whole team has COVID, right?
The NFL shouldn't be happening. I'm just gonna say it.
But
Let's
Max
just be
is fired- Max
Go
is fired
Rams,
about
though,
college
right?
football, but the NFL shouldn't be happening.
Oh, college football shouldn't either.
No, I go Rams though, right?
Yeah, I mean, I'll root for the teams, but they shouldn't be playing.
I think other than like this little week, they've actually been doing pretty good, and I don't think it's time.
AJ Terrell tested positive last week.
But I don't think that they should shut it down at this point. I think
According to Adam Schefter, there were no negative tests on the Titans today. Every single player tested positive.
No,
What?
there were no positive tests today.
There were
Nope.
no Max.
No,
you're-
read his tweet. Read his tweet.
Wait, did he accidentally?
He tweeted today for the first time this week. The Titans had no negative tests.
We shouldn't be laughing about this because
Hold on.
I got that notification and totally just went over my head. I was like, oh yeah, no positives, great.
No, it says he clarified. He said no positive tests, all negative tests.
I know. But that first tweet was hilarious.
By the way, Shams ended Woj this week.
Oh
I
my
know.
goodness! I can't believe he broke the news of our
Commander in Chief.
yeah.
No, it was okay. No, it was simultaneous with his tweet. So like he just broke it to the non. I don't know, people that don't follow Trump will follow him because of basketball.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm just here for Shams, like breaking news across the world. Like he'll say like something like, "Oh, this country just fired off 3 missiles at whatever expected to hit at this time." Like
Do you know how old Shams is?
it's like 26 or 27, isn't he, or something?
He's 25.
Yeah.
Him and Malika
Very
Andrews
alive.
are doing something that we're not doing.
What are we doing with our lives?
Yeah, what are we? I don't know.
I don't know.
Max in grad school.
Yeah.
I'm in grad school technically. I mean, I work full time, but
All right, Jeremy. Any more takes on the NFL's Monday Night Football doubleheader?
Excursion? No, but I do have my Brock Purdy is moving up my draft board take. Absolutely. He moved down after his early season loss. I think they lost to Arkansas, or was it Louisiana?
Louisiana.
it was a random.
Louisiana. Yeah. So Purdy
Louisiana
was down to undrafted. Now he's back up to a 6th round pick.
6th round.
Yeah.
Talk about
Jeremy, who's going in the first, maybe top 10?
First, maybe top 10.
Yeah,
Are we revealing my top 10 picks?
I was gonna just go with who that guy that probably is gonna go top 10 in your picks. All
All right. Penei Sewell, left tackle, Oregon. I mean,
No, the guy from Minnesota, dude.
oh my God, the 6'8", 400-pounder.
He's 6'9".
he's probably a team captain. That's a really big inside joke that nobody gets, but
I don't get that.
if you ever watch Minnesota Golden Gophers football, count how many players are team captains. It's
Every single one.
basically their entire team.
Yeah.
They almost all have like a little C on them right here. Like there's like literally 8 players who do not have a captain's patch on Minnesota.
This is Max just taking a dig at Minnesota because he's
That's
Wisconsin.
too many captains.
The 400-pound offensive lineman, 6'9" is Daniel Falele.
But where do you have him going, Jeremy?
In the top 30. Definitely not in top 10.
Yeah, Jeremy is like Todd McNay.
Well, listen, I beat the draft expert this year in my picks in the first round.
Jeremy,
He's
I
like-
got a draft question for you.
Jeremy's Nil Kiper Jr.
Now, I'm going to clarify by saying I think this person should have been a Heisman candidate last year. I
Mhm.
think they're probably one of the greatest college quarterbacks of all time. Trey Lance is overrated as an NFL prospect.
I agree.
Go watch any of his highlights. He like every single throw, there is not anybody within 20 yards of the wide receiver.
No, his wide receivers are very good.
Yeah, his offensive line is too. He has a clean pocket every time, and he's thrown to
He's
wide.
going to be a 2nd-round pick. That's my opinion.
I like everybody's saying, "Oh, he's gonna go top 10." No, he's not.
Hold on. If he works for the NFL Network and is a draft analyst, he's Daniel Jeremiah. No.
All right, he's muted. Mine were worse though. Not gonna lie. We're both Jeremy's draft analysis like starts off really strong and then it just kind of Like,
Well, no, it gets better as the year goes on. So, like, once I start to learn all the players' names, like, I know who Jalen Waddle is. Like, I know who Trevor Lawrence is. Like, I know who
Jalen Waddle's gonna run like a 4.18 this year.
Yeah. Like I know who these guys. I know who Devontae Smith is, but like, do I know who the left tackle from Minnesota? His name. Like, am I gonna remember his name off the top? No, I don't know. I don't remember Falele's name. All the.
Jeremy, it has to do a full 200 plus round. I mean,
And I
200
will.
plus pick, 7
will.
round mock draft this year, and he has to go through each round on the show. I've tasked him with that duty. We'll see if he lives up to it. I'm predicting
If your web team will publish that on their website. I'm
predicting Jeremy to go with like 3 rounds. Jeremy, you should get your job to publish that, because like that could jumpstart your career. Like Jeremy doesn't know this yet, but he's either going to end up working for NFL Films as just like a videographer, or he's going to be an NFL draft expert. Those are his two futures, but he doesn't know it yet. All right.
Good job.
Max, you got LPGA.
I do.
Go.
Okay. Well, I just wanted to touch on this weekend was a pretty big one. A longtime player who has been very, very well respected, has played on a lot of Solheim Cup teams, very controversially not selected for last Solheim Cup team, won her first LPGA Tour event. That is Mel Reid. She is actually one of 2 or 3, depending on how you define it, but openly out LGBTQ players in all of professional golf. So that was a big win there, and very powerful win. And she had a great post round interview, and so it was a really exciting week. And it's a great way to kind of lead into the Women's PGA Championship, which is this week, which will be the 3rd of 4 majors for the LPGA this year, and it's going to be very exciting. I think it's going to be great. Play has been awesome on the LPGA. It's been at a really high level. I think it's been consistently more exciting than the PGA. So getting another major weekend there is going to be huge.
So there's a major this week. Which major is it again? Oh, shoot.
Women's
Which major is it again? I'm sorry, cut out.
Women's PGA Championship.
Oh, cool. Are any ASU players playing in it? Current ASU players?
The normal ones are Nordquist is playing in it. I'm not sure if Mahaffey will be playing in it. I'm not sure if she's qualified for it. But the normal ones that you see, Munoz will be playing in it. Strom, I think, will be playing in it. So yeah, there's going to be a whole crew of ASU players in there.
That's awesome. And speaking of awesome stuff, speaking of Mahaffey, I wrote a story on her 2 major championship appearances and finally making the cut in her 4th major appearance. Yes, that's on devilsdigest.com. Also on my
I'm not sure.
Jesse.
She might be playing. And that's the thing about the LPGA is because she might be playing. I don't know. I don't know what her qualifying has been like. But that's the thing about the LPGA is anybody can win at any time on the LPGA. Last year, 2 players won who weren't in the top like 300 in the world, won majors. And at the Women's British Open this year, the number 396 ranked player in the world won. So there's a lot more just, crazy out of nowhere major wins in the LPGA. So if you get in the field, you have a chance of winning.
Yeah, that's awesome that Reid won, though. It looks like she's been very good on the European tour, but hasn't won
she's
yet.
kind of like one of those legendary European players who kind of came over to America like probably 5 or 6 years ago. Very well respected on the tour. A lot of people are big fans of her.
She's my pick for this weekend's PGA Championship.
I could see it.
Because last year she finished tied 3rd. So this year she's my pick.
Yeah.
Because I don't know, I feel like coming off that win, but normally that's a terrible pick to make.
I'm taking the player who's been on most fire this year. I'm sticking with Danielle King. I think I've picked her for every major this year. I'm sticking on the train. It really feels like a year that she's going to grab a major. First 2 major winners of the year have not been big names. I think a big name is winning this week, and I think Danielle King will be it.
My thing is that you never go right with picking the person that just won a tournament, and so like I don't see my pick going true. But
Momentum's been very strong on the LPGA this year. There's been a lot of players who have performed really well a couple weeks in a row. So
we will see. All right, Matt, let's go to you first. With I got this from Mallory on the Tuesday show. What were your thoughts on the Love Island season finale?
Not surprised. Justin and Caleb were a very strong couple. I would have liked Johnny and Sally because they were a bit more entertaining throughout the season. Sally might be the most extra reality show candidate ever. One of the most. If she was on The Bachelor, she would probably not win and be the most hated person there. But since she was on Love Island, she was the most loved person there, essentially. But no, Justine and Caleb were a really good couple. I hope they stay together throughout. I hope all 4 of the couples, 5 of the couples, 6 of the couples, whatever, they all stay together. It was great to see them showcase Vegas. And, Bachelorette starts next week on ABC.
I'm so excited.
Unless there's Game 7. I don't know what'll happen because Game 7 is supposed to be next Tuesday, but that's when Bachelorette Day is.
So ESPN.
No, they're not. They can't move the finals to ESPN. So,
Max, you should watch this season of The Bachelorette.
yes.
I need something to wash the stink out Big Brother 22 out of my mouth. So
Is it
over
really
finally?
that bad?
it's really bad. It's not over yet, but I think they only have like 2 or 3 weeks left. They just had a triple eviction out of desperation to get people back intrigued because this season has been so bad. Yeah,
I don't even think Mallory's watched. Like, we stopped talking. Like, I forgot about it. We stopped talking about it on the show.
Yeah.
Like, is it really that bad?
Yeah, mine and almost everybody else's, it seems. Like, there are like 5 people coming into the house. We're like, okay, as long as that person doesn't win, I'm fine with it. And it's the 5 people left in the house.
Max,
Is Memphis still there?
Who?
Is Memphis still there?
Unfortunately, yes.
Didn't he have like a racial slur?
It's in doubt. People aren't sure. It was into this.
singer still.
I haven't been watching it live, but I've been keeping up. I've been watching all the clues and performances. So I'm just not watching the full hour show.
Are there actual celebrities on this one, or is
Okay. So can I discuss what happened last week on the episode?
I don't care.
So they had 5. So it was a group of 6 new performers. The first 5 were amazing, amazing. Like I don't know who they'll be. It's going to be hard to pick one of them to go. Fortunately, the 6th one was terrible. Now, that 6th one, I mean, I could have seen him going through, but he decided, you know what, I'm going to end this now. He said he was too hot in the costume, and he decided to take his head off. It was Mickey Rourke.
But this was the worst case scenario for The Masked Singer. Because this year they're building up. We have an Oscar nominee this year. There's an Oscar-nominated person this year. And they go off on the 2nd week. So now it's like...
It was him quitting. Like...
Yeah. Because, like, a bunch of people have been, like, speculating, like, ooh, maybe it's this person. They're an Oscar nominee. Maybe it's this person. They're an Oscar nominee. And now it's like, oh, we got the Oscar nominee out of the way.
Was that Mickey Rourke?
Yeah, Mickey Rourke.
He's an Oscar nominee?
The Wrestler. It's a great movie.
Which movie?
The Wrestler. It's a great movie.
Yeah. Is that the one that had the Bruce Springsteen song?
I don't know.
Speaking of Bruce Springsteen movies, if you haven't seen it, it's about a year old. Blinded by the Light is so good.
Great movie. Okay, so I have
Jeremy. It's like
Any chance Jesse could get to throw Bruce Springsteen into the conversation?
I do have 3 guarantees on Masked Singer.
Okay.
Everybody thought that one girl was Demi Lovato. That is so not Demi Lovato at all.
Possible.
The pink crocodile is Nick Carter. I can guarantee that. That's locked in. It's Nick Carter, for sure. Then the giraffe is Vanilla Ice.
My thing.
The giraffe is definitely Vanilla Ice.
Okay, that's a good one.
And then I believe it's called the whatchamacallit.
Yeah, whatchamacallit.
I believe that is Dame Lillard.
That's who,
Damian Lillard is on the Masked Singer.
that's
believe
who
that's
Ken
Dame
Jeong picked. And
Yeah,
Ken Jeong is usually wrong.
It was because he rapped, and then there was a thing where it showed a big clock, and that was a very clear clue was the clock. So I think that's exactly. I think that was the big clue that clued me into that possibly being.
It's not Flavor Flav though.
Oh, that's a good one too.
I think the Serpent's Leslie Odom Jr.
Okay, I can see that.
He was a really good one. And then I really don't have definitive clues on many of them, but I think the son might be Leanne Rhymes.
I've heard
That's what people were saying.
Just based on her.
hope you dance.
No, that's Leanne Womack, Jesse.
Is Leanne Rhymes the?
Leanne.
The
People were saying the son is Demi Lovato, but it doesn't sound like her at all.
I put.
Now, someone who might be Demi Lovato could be the Seahorse, but I think that's Haley Steinfeld.
I don't think so. Here's my thing about this one is again, they say one Oscar nominee. They kept on saying there's one Oscar nominee. Mickey Rourke is an Oscar nominee, so is Haley Steinfeld.
Ooh.
So I feel like like I said, they took out a lot of the pool for who it could be by getting rid of their Oscar nominee.
Max loves Haley Steinfeld.
What if they just forgot that?
I'm
What if
kind
they
of upset
forgot?
that this week's episode, which, by the way, check your local listings wherever you watch. It's either going to air before or after the vice presidential debate on Fox.
That's still happening. I feel so bad for Kamala.
It'll be after the debate. But anyway, the next episode of
Make
the
sure to tune
will
into
be on
ABC
Wednesday.
Fox
Will be round 2 of Group A. We have not seen Group C yet, and I'm kind of upset that we have to go from A to B back to A.
So here's my one thing is Baby Alien really intrigues me.
Yes.
I think listen to Baby Alien's voice and tell me it doesn't sound like Jason Segel. It sounds just like Jason Segel.
Jesse, put it on the poll. Are you very intrigued by Baby Alien?
It's
You
the
should
best
just be
option. I think it's
intrigued
the
by
best
a baby alien.
I just can't get over any of this.
option.
Good night, Canada.
How about the Snow Owls? How about the Snow Owls, who are probably two actors from Schitt's Creek?
How about the possible? I didn't. Was one of them a more female voice?
It's a male and a female, yeah.
What do you think about I know that one of them's on kind of a competing network. They both have kind of been, but now they're together somewhat. Disney and Fox obviously are. I don't know how that works with the networks.
Go ahead.
Possibly the Huffs.
The Huffs?
Derek Huff and Julianne Huff.
That's a good idea.
That was my first thought.
That's a thought. I either thought Donnie and Marie.
Yeah. Donnie's already been on.
Who cares? Donnie,
Just,
by the way, was the showstopper in the first performance.
hold on. If there was any show that would recycle people, it would be The Masked Singer.
Also very true.
I also put on the poll, other than the one I just did. Let's see, where is it? I said, does it always seem like a Backstreet Boy is on The Masked Singer, even though
They never are.
Even though it just seems like it.
Because Nick Carter's on it this year.
By the way, speaking of characters, Jesse, can you explain why you're Casper the Friendly Ghost? All of a sudden.
Okay, have you seen that commercial?
Yes.
I'm that annoying.
You're like
if somebody's like, you want to go do something? I'm like, yeah, let's go. I'm gonna bring the snacks. Woo, yeah. And then I talk during the movie or something.
Just munch on the popcorn.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not that annoying in movies though. It's ever that one that we went to, Max. What was the one that I was annoying in?
It's one that will be talked about later.
Ooh. Ooh, that's a tease. That is a tease.
No, Max.
That went to
Which
Capital
one is it?
J Journal.
Is it the one? Is it the one we went to at the dine-in, or the one that I got free tickets to at the Regal? Not the Regal.
Oh, that's a good point. I don't know which one you're talking about. I'm talking about the dine-in one.
Yeah, no, you're not talking about the dine-in one, right?
I am talking about the.
Okay, because I don't think I was annoying there. I don't know if
I didn't think you were either, but
it
I
was
was
the
just,
other one that I was annoying. I can't even remember the name of either of these movies. But speaking of
well,
which,
ready or not, you're gonna find out.
hold on just a second. Let me find that intro, that the lovely intro.
It's time for everyone's favorite segment. Well, kind of.
Life moves pretty fast. You don't stop and look around once in a while, you could miss it. There are no two words in the English language more harmful than good job. It always had Paris.
Here's Movies with Max.
Okay, before you start, Max, I did this segment temporarily over the summer. I've really been bad if not watched a movie because of sports and also because I don't know the concept of time anymore. I started watching Rent, and honestly, about 10 minutes in, I just got bored with it. What are your thoughts on Rent?
Honestly,
Yeah.
I haven't seen it.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I'm kind of into musicals. I'm into to adaptations and stuff. I just haven't gotten around to that many of them though.
Okay. I mean, the opening number is, the iconic 525,600 minutes,
Mhm.
Seasons of Love. But, like, after that, it's like, just them singing about how they can't pay rent because they're broke. So,
Yeah. That's the big problem is when you have your most iconic, most famous song right off the bat.
yeah. So, anyway, that's the only iteration of any sort of movie I've seen. If I didn't stay up to watch the football game last night, I maybe would have watched Old School because it was on CBS. I've never seen Old School. It looks funny though.
It's dumb, but it's funny.
We're going striking.
Everybody's doing it.
I like it. I like Old School.
Yeah, go ahead, Max.
What was the?
Alright.
Hold on. What I was thinking of some Will Ferrell movie that I don't know. It was Max. Max showed me this Will Ferrell SNL skit.
Oh, Dr. Beeman's office test results.
Yeah, and then that
Best SNL skit of all time.
led me to the other Will Ferrell SNL skits where he's Brandon's father, and he's like, "Get on the bag, Brandon! I will rip your eyes out if you don't get on the bag."
Nothing tops Dr. Beeman's office test results. That's the greatest SNL ever, and it's the greatest SNL skit that will ever happen. Okay. So,
All right. So what are your top 5 that you're doing today?
all right. So I am doing, because it's October. What else are you gonna do in October, especially in the middle of a pandemic? Watch horror movies, right?
Yeah.
So I have developed a list of 5 horror movies that I think are very underseen, that are very good, that I think people should be watching this October. And one of my my honorable mention is Ready or Not, which Jesse and I saw at the dine-in. I thought that movie is hilarious. I think it's a great little thriller, and I think it's got one of the better endings in horror in a long time. I think the ending is amazing in that movie, and I very, very highly recommend. If you have a socially distanced party with some friends over, Ready or Not's a great movie to throw on. So my number 5 is a movie that it's not for everybody. It's called Decasia: The State of Decay. And now this is the most horrifying movie I've ever seen in my life. It is only about an hour and 5 minutes long, and it is completely archived footage that has decayed. It's just random B-roll that has decayed with the score over the top of it, and it is horrifying. I can't even describe to you. It's like all this footage from like the early 1900s that is like torn up and stuff, and they just put it on like a reel and played it. It is absolutely terrifying.
How long is it?
Only like an hour. It's really, really interesting and absolutely terrifying and scary. So if you want one that's gonna like keep you up at night thinking, not just like seeing like scary stuff, but actually like thinking about like mortality and stuff, that's the one to watch.
The early 19, honestly, I'm more on the side of Ready or Not this year than I am on the side of like scary and like Saw, because we've had enough
I've got
death
some more
this
Ready
year.
or Not ones here too.
Yeah, we've had enough death. Or Casper the Friendly Ghost is another one.
So my number 4 is a movie called Enemy, and this is kind of stretching calling it a horror movie. It's a great psychological thriller though, with some really really frightening stuff happens in it. It's if you have any kind of phobia of spiders, probably not the movie to watch because it's got a lot of giant spider imagery. I am myself terrified of spiders, but I think this movie's kind of worth pushing through that if you can. It's got Jake Gyllenhaal in it. It's directed by Denis Villeneuve, who's one of the best directors in the world. And I think this is his best movie personally. It's, again, only about an hour and 25 minutes. I think it's really worth a watch. My number 3 is a movie called Would You Rather. Now, I don't know if you've seen this movie.
Oh, God. Oh, my gosh.
I love this film.
Oh, no way.
I love this movie. It's on Netflix, I believe, still. I don't even know why I like this movie because it's a total schlocky, dumb horror movie.
I don't find it dumb. I find it absolutely horrifying.
It is horrifying. It's basically this billionaire just wants to play with people's lives, so he offers them a bunch of money to come play this extreme game of Would You Rather. And they can't leave or else they get killed. And the ending of it is legitimately, I can't tell if it's stupid or genius, but it's somewhere in between it. And I love the ending of the movie. I think it sells the whole thing. I think the performances are really great and really fun.
There's an adult film star in this movie.
Yeah, I know there is. Yeah, she plays the person who's paralyzed, right?
I don't. It's high school, dude. I don't remember.
Yeah, it's got her. It's got Brittany Snow. It's got one of the guys from Trailer Park Boys. It's got a bunch of weird random people. And yeah, that's a really really fun movie. I think it's another fun one to watch with some friends.
Not fun. Horrifying.
It's a good one though because you can actually talk about some of these situations. Would you rather do this or that? Would you do this if you needed to save your dying relative? Would you? I mean, I think it's an interesting movie to sit and talk to people about. So my number 2 is Green Room. Green Room is a movie about basically it's this Jewish band that goes to play a gig and they realize it's at a Nazi skinhead bar. And stuff happens from there. I don't want to give anything else away, but stuff happens from there. It's really, really thrilling. It's really, really suspenseful. It's a really, really good movie.
All right. And
my number 1 is a movie from 1989 called Society. I've talked about this on this show. So it's really, really funny. It's one of the best movies I've seen in a long time. It's the best movie I've watched this year. Just watched it a few months ago. It's absolutely hilarious. It's total satire of 80s teen movies throughout most of it for probably the first hour and 10 minutes. Then the last 30 minutes hit. And I can't possibly even come close to saying what happens in the last 30 minutes, but it's worth going in completely fresh, not knowing anything about, because it's one of the most insane endings in a movie ever. It's not really that scary. It's just really, really weird. So if you kind of jump off on weird horror movies, you're probably going to jump off on this one. But I think it's a really, really great movie. I think it's really fun. I think it would be a great movie to watch with people. I think it's a great movie to watch right now because I think you'll have fun with it.
So I actually have a documentary that I watched, and then I have an honorable mention to Max's. So I'm going to start off with the honorable mention. My honorable mention is the movie Crawl. That is awesome. I'm not sure how Halloween-y it is. I don't know how Halloween-y it is, but the ending is incredible. Max pointed out to me why it's incredible. But yeah, the whole thing is a very good, thrilling movie, especially to watch in the theaters. I fully enjoyed that movie. But the movie that I watched,
Tarantino's favorite movie of the year, by the way.
It was really?
Yeah, Crawl was.
That makes sense. That makes a lot of sense why it was his favorite movie of the year.
Yeah, I saw that front row, right in the middle, on opening night, packed audience. It was a great theater experience.
Okay.
What's a packed audience and what's a theater?
True.
You know, this Chiefs game tonight I thought was a pretty solid, solidly socially distanced crowd. And so, the term "that's a good crowd" has definitely flipped in 2020. It's Oh, you see the Broncos crowd. Oh, that's a good crowd. You see the Chiefs crowd. Oh, that's a good crowd. You see Florida State, and you're like, oh. But speaking of kind of horror movies, because I'm really glad that this place closed in 1996 and wasn't open in 2020, because they would just open the park up and let whoever in at all times. I watched the documentary Class Action Park, and let me tell you, you laugh for about the first hour, and then you're like, oh my gosh, this is scary. And this family lost a child because this place was so ridiculous. But number one, it's basically like the entire documentary isn't really there's no substance to it. It's just they go through each ride that was ridiculous, and like 3 people talk about it, and they've got like a few celebrities, kind of sort of celebrities, like the actress that played Shauna Malwae Tweep on is talks a lot on Parks and Rec. It talks a lot in this movie. So like it literally, and then like they go through all these like crazy ridiculous rides, and then they get to the part where like this kid loses his life, and like the parents are talking about it, and it's absolutely awful. And like it's just crazy though, because literally there were 2 sides of the park. So there's the water side, and then there was like the go-kart side. And right next to the go-kart side was the beer garden. So people would literally go get drunk as hell and then hop onto the go-karts. Also, the wave pool was ridiculous. And people who didn't know how to swim would go in there and they would drown. And then, okay, the thing was the Alpine slide was the one that ended up killing this kid, because they had these little things that you would ride on, and their brake was sometimes broken. And so he just flew off and hit rocks with his head that were supposed to be removed by another lawsuit earlier in like that year. So it's crazy that this thing was open for 20 plus years, and people the parents just let their kids go. Like the 80s and the 70s, like the stuff that my mom says that like her mom would just let her get away with. Like my mom was like, so my grandfather died when my mom was 12. So my mom's mom went back to work, and my grandma, and she would just let her drive her car at like 15, because it was like the only way to get around. Like she was at work, my mom had to go places, so like it was just like it's just ridiculous. So yeah, I mean, like
I was talking about how Johnny Knoxville made a movie loosely based on this called Action Point a few years ago, and like Johnny Knoxville always does, did all of his own stunts, and like he lost like an eyeball or something like that. Like it's like insane, like what he went through shooting that movie. So
Knoxville lost an eyeball.
Yeah, like they probably not a conversation to have on any kind of air, but yeah, he had there's a clip of him doing an interview, I think with Kimmel about it. But yeah, and okay, one other movie thing.
yes,
Is the trailer for Borat 2 came out. The trailer looks great.
Are you a fan of Borat 1?
Yeah, it's a great movie.
It is. That Civic Center is in my hometown, that he sang the Kazakhstanian national anthem. That country station on the back is our like big country station. That Civic Center is where my church does mass on Easter, because like so many people like to go to Catholic church on Easter that they couldn't, like our church didn't have enough spots. So they do it big on Easter. It's awesome. Like it's like like I thoroughly enjoy it. But like that's the Civic Center. That Civic Center also held a Division III basketball championships for years. So I've gone to like 4 national championship Division III basketball games. But yeah, that's just a total tangent. But yes, he sang it at that's the rodeo that we have every year.
Yeah, Borat 1 is great. I think that's a hilarious movie. It's a great satire.
Matt, have you seen it? I've never even seen it.
I have not seen Borat. And
You haven't seen Borat?
No.
That seems right down Matt's alley. I gotta be honest, Borat does. It seems right down your alley, I feel like.
I feel like I should watch it. It's just You know me. I'm not the biggest movie person. That when I sit down to watch a movie, it is like a documentable experience. So
My my fondest memories of Sacha Baron Cohen are as the French driver in Talladega Nights.
Yeah.
Who comes in and
John Gerard.
from Formula One to take over the NASCAR circuit.
Formula E.
speaking of NASCAR, no one watched Talladega.
I watched the last 50 laps of that race. Oh my gosh, was that amazing. That was the best race. Like, that was the best race that I have seen maybe in my entire life.
Okay, this is why they need to do all these races before football season because you're not getting eyeballs if you have the best track or the craziest track when your race is going up against week 4 of the NFL season. But go ahead.
I have an idea. I think what they need to do is they need to look at this season as an example and start doing Wednesday. They don't need to cut down on races, but they need to get a contract back with ESPN again. And in the summer, do Monday night racing on ESPN, MNR, and then also have a Sunday race, or they do Wednesday night racing. Like,
I was thinking that some tracks they could do Thursday night Cup, Friday night Truck, Thursday night Cup, Friday night Truck, Saturday Xfinity, Sunday Cup. Do like a doubleheader weekend, kind of wrap around.
Yeah, but I don't want to take – actually, no. I do want to cut out some of the tracks, like Michigan and New Hampshire and places that are just boring. But, like, this is not one that, like I tuned into the Talladega because it's a playoff race. And I'm not going to watch the whole race because there's football on, but I'm going to tune in to 50 laps of it.
I think Talladega should be the championship race of the year.
That would be wild. They would never do that. They can't do that because somebody like Chase Busher will win and it'll be like, cause it's just, that's how it works. But it's an insane track. Max, have you ever watched one NASCAR race in your life?
Nope.
Chris Busher would be the person.
I'm not even sure I've watched a lap before in my life. Gotta be honest.
Also, Denny Hamlin. Of course, Denny Hamlin had to win.
That was a great move, though, that he made.
Yeah, that's all I know is that Denny Hamlin won because Denny Hamlin or Kevin Harvick win everything except the Las Vegas race, which Kurt Busch won.
Kevin Harvick does not win everything. He wins all of the boring tracks. That's why we need to take those away. He wins all the mile and a halves. He wins like at New Hampshire and he wins at the boring tracks. Do it at Talladega, do it at Daytona, do it in Phoenix. Actually, he's done it in Phoenix, but he's not done it in the new formation.
Bristol. Did you see the schedule for next year?
No, have they done it yet?
Yeah, it's insane. They're gonna have a dirt track race at Bristol.
Yeah, they shouldn't have done that. I don't like that.
They're gonna be at Circuit of the Americas in Austin.
I love that.
They're gonna be at Nashville, which they haven't been.
Hopefully they bring the prayer guy back.
Yes. They're gonna, instead of running the Indy normal track, they're gonna run the road course at Indy.
Are they not running the Brickyard 400 next year?
Brickyard's gonna be the road course.
What?
Yeah.
No. Oh, I don't like that. That's I like that they run. They should run. Oh, I don't like that. Boo. But I do like the road course in Austin.
Yeah, I'm looking up.
But they should have gone to Eldora for the dirt track race. But I have studying to do, so I'm gonna read these polls. Got a lot of votes tonight, actually. I'll start with the ones from earlier. Actually, no, I'm not, because those are Tuesday's polls. Am I Casper?
Road America is on the schedule.
Road America, I like that.
Read a poll, then I'll make a note of the schedule. So go ahead.
Am I the Casper, the friendly ghost of human beings? 33% yes, 67% no. I don't.
Pocono Raceway is doing a doubleheader like they did this year, which was the most boring thing ever.
I hate Pocono. Get rid of that track. Did Jarrett Stidham just become Jarrett Sitham? 76%, yes, 17 votes. There's playoff baseball on TBS. Football, 20%. Baseball, 20%. Dancing with the Stars, 60%. Those are just all the Dancing with the Stars stands being like, why would you watch sports?
Yeah, well, all the athletes go and dance with the Stars. Also, the Talladega 500 is April 25th and October 3rd next year. Kind
Jesse,
of like
What?
normal schedule.
have
What's
you
up?
seen, have you seen your dad's matchup with me in fantasy?
Are you killing him or is he killing you?
He's gotten 31 points out of R. Tanyan.
Who's that?
I don't know, but he has 5 catches for 78 yards and 3 touchdowns.
Is that on the Monday night game right now?
Yeah.
What's going on with that game, by the way?
I was supposed to win by
Jones is out officially, so that might help me win this match.
Packers are up 27-9 in the third quarter, which means I'm probably destroying Coyle, which I love anytime I can.
Oh,
Rodgers
okay.
40.
Okay, stop right there. I need to talk about something football related.
Oh,
The
here we go.
sideline hats that they now wear that are multicolored. Have you seen them?
Mhm.
They're amazing.
I agree.
They are amazing. Like, I thought last night George Kittle was just wearing one all willy-nilly, but then I realized that they're the crucial catch hats. And they're tie-dye hats. Like, they're amazing.
I agree.
So we've got me now up 121-91. So Aaron Rodgers, thank you.
The Bleach Boys need Aaron Jones to get 3 more points, and then the Bleach Boys will be 3-1 on the season.
Chase Edmonds got me 15 points. Thank you, Jesus. He can catch a receiving touchdown.
Also, in my one league, I have George Kittle, who has scored 40 points last night.
I did this with an injured Carlos Hyde and an injured Adam Humphries. I have no idea how I did. I did this with Andy Isabella getting me 2.3 points.
I'm about to lose in your league because I'm down essentially 2 points, and Julio Jones is now out for the rest of the game. So unless Mason Crosby misses a kick or two, and Calvin Ridley, by the way, who I'm going up against, has a goose egg. But
in our defense league,
yeah, I'm going to talk about your league, where Deshaun Watson got 40 points for some reason. Gardner Minshew got 43. Okay, how slanted did you put the stats against the quarterbacks? Because I saw a tweet last week about you changing up the rules, and
I just put I just go with like ESPN's default rules, and there's too many points for the quarterback.
So one more quick funny thing. I initially picked up I need to find
Aaron Rodgers has me at 48 points right now. Oh my gosh. I've gone from 80 to 120 in one game.
So this wide receiver named Zacchaeus on the Falcons, I picked him. He was available in the Why So Serious League because really, like, it's a surprise that anyone in the NFL is available in that league. So I picked him up just in case Julio Jones didn't start, and already he has slightly more points than Julio Jones.
You notice that I have like 5 quarterbacks on my roster because I'm just snatching up all the quarterbacks who are backing up injured players.
Max, have you seen our defense league?
Yeah, I have like 21 points this week.
Yeah, you started a player that was on one of the bye week teams because of COVID.
Dang it.
And I'm now beating you. I think I have the bye week coming up, which will be good because I'm gonna go into the bye week with a win and be 1-3. So bless up. All right, we got a couple more polls.
We didn't do what are we doing tonight?
I did that earlier in the day. I didn't have anything else to rant about other than the fact that the Patriots played, but I really don't want negative vibes.
I have a quick rant. So I'm scrolling through Facebook and
oh god,
and Instagram. I see an ad for this thing called Better Off Bowling, and it says, sick of Tinder and Bumble, you might be better off bowling. Put this on the poll. Is there anything? Does it scream let's find love by joining a bowling league?
I think.
You like bowling, Max?
Hmm?
You like bowling?
I haven't done it in like 20 years, probably, but that's an exaggeration. Probably like more like 12 or 13, but still.
You never bowled in college?
Nah.
Not
That's
in college.
everybody bowled at the thing down at Cityscape.
Oh, Lucky Strike.
Yeah, everybody went there.
I never went there.
Really? I've gone there like three times.
I've heard
food is
Lucky
really
Strike's
bad.
nice, but
The food is really bad. Except for they have like mac and cheese bites. Oh my gosh. Those are so good anywhere.
also, now that I'm thinking of it, there should be a reality show based on people that go bowling, the singles that mingle while bowling. Put that on the poll. Should there be a dating show based on bowling, based on singles joining a bowling league?
I'll do that after the show. I just want to go to sleep. Actually, no, I don't want to go to sleep. I want to study. I don't
Yeah,
want to.
that's me who wants to go to sleep.
Max wants to go to sleep.
Hey, I'm just starting my day, so
Yeah, you seem you have way more energy than you used to when we would do these shows.
no, I got more energized because I just finished a can of Pringles and drank a can of soda. So
That's not that good for you, Matt.
it's terrible for me, but it's better than drinking coffee and smoking cigarettes like the olden days.
What I had today to eat, you would not be happy with at all either. I had a piece of pumpkin pie and 2 blueberry Pop-Tarts.
Okay, I had pumpkin pie before I went to bed this morning. So
Oh, good. I bought like a Marie Callender's pumpkin pie, and I just been like, I eat it like pizza. Like I eat it like pizza.
I bought it at the grocery store the other day. So I top it with whipped cream.
Connor McDavid has COVID.
What?
Does Cavs Max 13 always want stuff to be earlier? 100% yes. Does it seem like a Backstreet Boy is on The Masked Singer? Does it always seem like a Backstreet Boy is on The Masked Singer? 100% yes. Are you very intrigued by the baby alien? 67% yes. Does it scream Let's Find Love by Bowling? 100% yes. Okay. And that'll do it for the Why So Serious Show. Make sure to follow us on Twitter at the letter Y and then So Serious Show. We will see you probably next week. I was thinking this will be the last show of the week. Good night, Canada.